highest love and messages come through. It's informing viewers I'm live. Hey, welcome. Welcome. I'm just setting the tone right now, just setting the energy. Welcome to the live. Spirit told me to fucking go live, so I am here. I had no intention of fucking going live. Today is, I actually didn't even get ready until fucking 4. It was 4 o'clock by the time I got in the shower today. How are you? How are you guys doing? Welcome. Hey, ladies. Welcome. Yeah, what is this? Kara, welcome. Yeah, we're doing spirit messages. Like, I just opened it up, so Spirit told me to go live. I had no intention of doing that today, but Spirit said go live, so here I am. You gotta answer those calls. And we're starting out with the Keepers of Light Oracle deck. This is by Kyle Gray. I've had this deck forever, and it's always promising, and it's always angelic messages that are coming through. And like I said, Spirit said go live. And since I had my divorce yesterday, today was kind of like I'm a pancake on a road day, like just like it's over finally, and like a pancake naked. And well, not totally naked, but like pretty much. I just gardened, and I was in like my garden, and I was planting my seeds, fruit trees today, and just blissfully in my sun hat and walking around in the backyard, blissed, but at the same time just grounding all day today. How'd you guys spend your day? But anyways, nonetheless, I know it's a little TMI, a little graphic, right? But I'm just saying, painting the picture here of what my day's been like. It's very chill, very relaxed, very grounded, very embodied, very sensual energy. So anyways, I pulled out these Keepers of the Light tarot deck. Or not tarot, it's fucking oracle. Anyways, brain is gonna brain today, correctly? Anyways, it's the Kyle Gray. Yeah, so just stay tuned for spirit messages, and if you have questions, set your intention on your side internally and ask for your questions or curiosities or whatever you might have going on in your life to be answered as we continue forward. Yeah, today's not my Gene Keys. Today's not a Gene Keys dive and doing charts day or astrology. It's not that at all. Today is just pulling cards, and spirit messages says Horus. We're in a cosmic gateway. I know a lot of us are actually feeling this because like their divine timing is everything. Oh my God. Glosse. Divine timing is everything. And yeah, obviously we're today there's this golden ratio day, the convergence of all timelines. My golden hair, maybe. But it's the golden ratio convergence of all timelines if you play into that, but I don't, because time is localization for manifestation. It's what we desire to anchor it's what we are emanating, okay, as a collective whole. So if we're in our shadow, then we're in the hell realms. And collectively right now, we're in the shadow and the hell realms, the world that's going to pull you into a timeline that's of death and destruction and chaos and entropy and all that fun stuff. So time is not linear, nor is it real. It's real within the third dimensional reality in the state that we use time to have experiences, right? To grow for evolution. So we're in this cosmic gateway, so this golden ratio thing. I just think it's cute that it's going around. There's people that are trying to make up stuff, and you see the videos of people trying to make up stuff online from somebody that they heard it from that's also making stuff up online. But there's no substance or basis for that, okay? Because we know that time is all. It's like everything is all existing all at once. It's about focus, right? And where our energy is at as a collective, and also individually in your reality, but collectively. Encourage your viewer. Oh, it says encourage your. Yeah. Put where you guys are from. Let me know where you guys are from. That's right. Thank you. I love the little prompts that it gave me. Where are you guys watching from, right? What are you guys feeling? Anyways, so I'm just talking about the golden ratio. There's no sustenance. I mean, like the convergence day that there's the astrology peoples are out there boasting about. So right now we are in a cosmic unfolding. You can feel this. You can feel the balance. You can feel the scales shifting. Basically, all I'm saying is that what we're seeing when you're seeing people talk about that golden ratio, it's not that it's not real. We're creating that, okay? So it's letting us know when there's multiple people out there yapping. It's like it's an opportunity for us to draw that in. And what are we pulling from that? So we're coming into a time of balance. And we're shifting the scales. The scales are being balanced. And the people that have really, the new world leaders, the new leaders that did that deep inner work, they planted those roots within their own lives, okay? And they really did that deep inner work. Those are the beings that are rising into power, that divine destiny, God's chosen. The first shall be last, the last shall be first. Saint Germain, karmic, releasing, okay? So we had Horus, I already shuffled him through, but that was the cosmic gateway. And then we have Odin here on top, the next card. Odin with psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. And I just need to uncross my legs. I gotta have some kind of little palette here. And we have Saint Germain on the bottom. With karmic releasing, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for new energy. So we have made that new path. We have, why did that get cut out? All right, anyways, and I have Archangel Michael also with trusting heaven. So we have these two, Archangel Michael, and we have Archangel Germain. So the blue light and the violet light, okay? So the blue and the violet, purification and protection. And Odin with the all-seeing eye, okay, and intuition in this cosmic gateway. And the Shekinah, which is the holy, the divine feminine. The Shekinah is the mother, the cosmic mother, also known as the primordial mother of creation, of all creation. She is the dark abyss. She is the void. And in Hebrew, it is the Shekinah, okay? The dove, what they call in Christianity, the Holy Spirit. Okay, this is the primordial creation. Like I said, there is a restoration on the world stage at large right now. So what this is our genetics, to simplify this, our genetics, they tell the story, and they have 3 different role-playing characters to the story, to the story levels. You can do the shadow, you can do the gift, and you can do the city, or 3D, 4D, 5D, or AM, FM, XM radio. You understand? I gave you some options there for you to play with, but it's your genetics collectively. What we're producing on the world stage has been based off of the shadow of the collective unconscious to process that out. Melchizedek, higher learning. If you stay tuned, you will receive these codes, this frequency, this message, this truth. Okay. So what we've experienced and why all of us have been going through these healings and going on our ascension, awakening, whatever you want to call it. Okay. This journey was to elevate our personal, because the only way to change is from the grassroots, from the bottom up. That's where change happens, not from the top down, from the bottom up. Okay? And we are at the grassroots level. So anything we do on an individual level within ourselves not only changes for our personal ancestral lineage, but it shifts it for the more photogenetic field and the collective as the whole. Okay. Ah, there's Horus. See? Knew he'd come back up again. Cosmic Gateway. And here we are. Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. That's what we are experiencing. Grace descending. So as we rise in our journeys and our self-awareness and do that healing and stand in our boundaries with love, yes, but with also, you know, having that your own protection, okay, boundaries. We change our frequency from the shadow-based to the 3D, okay, the physical. This is all there is material, blah, matrix, to the 4th dimension, right, or FM radio, or the gift frequency of the genetic expression within the codons, the amino acid ATCG, the programming, okay, proteins in your DNA. So we shift, okay, to that gift frequency, that 4th dimensional frequency. And once that frequency is sustained, once the 4th dimensional frequency, heart frequency, gift frequency is sustained within the collective, then grace is that frequency that's descending, the Shekinah. I already shuffled her too. The Shekinah is what is descending, okay? The Holy Spirit grace is descending to meet us, to liberate us. And when you look at maybe the Gene Keys with the 7 sacred seals, which are based on St. John's revelation, the seals, the 7 sacred seals, that deals with our chakra centers. And so grace is what descends in fully at the end to elevate and liberate humanity from the paradigm that it's been experiencing at a collective level. But that only changes because we've done the inner work individually, which changes it on a mass level, which is about to shift right now, because that 7 years of tribulation is over, which has been more like 9 years, but whatever. We'll just stay with the 7 years of tribulation is over. And that's why so many people are like a lot. There's a whole fractal of beings right now that are experiencing the level up in their life. Okay, and it'll happen in waves. It's not just one and done. Got that? Keep going. Don't stop. If you've just started your journey, you're like, I'm on 1 2 years in, or I woke up in 2020. Keep going. You need more time. It's at least 7 years on an individual level. At least 7. And that's dedicated, motivated, and no fucking around. Like you heard the call and you didn't stop. No matter how many bricks were thrown at you, how many walls you hit, how many doors were shut, how beaten down you were, how bad you felt, you did not stop. It takes 7 years to deprogram yourself. Like, oh, I know, I've gone to, I've listened to all these people, and are you a real human? Anyways, not right now. Not right now, honey. Not right now, honey. In a little bit. Okay? But it takes the 7 years. So even if you listen to Joe Dispenza, you have to reorient it. I wish that it was like instantaneous, like as soon as you had your awakening, everything was fixed. No. Your energy comes in, and it has to orient the upper chakras, and then it has to be embodied, and you have to orient your lower chakras, and then you have to purify them, and you have to yoke. It is 7 fucking years minimum. Unless like your life, there's always those rare cases, like a Buddha or something like that, like somebody that just walked in and had their awakening and all that. There's very rare, but not even Jesus, right? His example, not even him. He had to go through the fires of purification. Okay. Hey guys, thanks for joining the fan club. Mercury, open communication. Me. Divine frequency. So get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. So, so it's going to take 7 years on an individual level minimum for most people, okay? Before you have that you've gone through all those karmic cycles, and you've moved through all of, your 7 deadly sins that are attached to each one of your chakras. But anyways, nonetheless, we were seeing the scales being shifted right now as the first wave of divine beings is being ushered into their dharma, into their destiny and their calling, into God's calling, into their roles their place within their communities, okay, and in society to help guide, lead. Thank you for all of the smashing pumpkins. Pumpkins. Thank you. Thank you, Lily, so much. I appreciate all the pumpkins. They would be smashing pumpkins. Oh, you joined the fan club. Thank you. Well, welcome. Welcome. You get access to stickers and fun shit like that I've made. Anyways, Lord God Nesh, thank you for all the pumpkins. Infinite abundance, and I'm receiving it right now. So this is all confirmation. I'm telling you right now, it's all confirmation. All right, right. The roles that are being we're being called to have faith. So on a large scale, grace descending into the collective. Oh, my incense went out. The grace descending into the collective. What does that look like? Well, that's what we call in the Gene Keys, which is an esoteric book of initiation and an understanding of the psychology of the human condition and the 64 archetypes of consciousness that express through you and I. And that is what I work with, that in astrology and human design. And obviously I'm a psychic medium. I'm a medium, a channel. Technically I'm a channel. I can do mediumship as well and psychic. Oh, that's easy. But like channeling is channeling the divine, source, spirit. I'm an oracle and a healer and all kinds of other fucking things. I'm an anomaly out here, man. Like so many of you, we've got all these gifts and talents. And the more that the healing that we do, the more they come online. Right? With more power comes with more knowledge and power comes responsibility. So, yes, these are the gifts. That's what's coming in. It's grace. These gifts, us fully. It's called flowering. So in the Gene Keys, it's called fluorescence. Fluorescence is the gift of magnetism. It is the shadow of dullness. It's a gift of magnetism, and it is the city of fluorescence. Fluorescence. The fluorescence, like a flower blooming, like rows of flowers blooming, okay? But it's our blooming, the crown blooming, right? That crown, the Saraswatra. I can't ever say this, fucking Indian. Hindu. Thank you, Tarla. Thank you guys all for that pumpkins. You guys are awesome. You're smashing my pumpkins way beyond what I said. I love you. And so grace descending into the collective is the final flowering. You might hear that as a solar flash, right? But it's the solar plexus mutation. Okay. And then that's taking the lower three chakras and merging them into, like, energetically, you take in their energetics and you yoke them like a full fucking channel. Okay. Instead of just being plugged in individually, they plug into themselves and it creates a full conduit. You become a conduit, a full conduit, a channel. Like I said, I'm a fucking channel, right? Because I'm clear and I'm connected. And that's what healing this thing does. So when grace descends and Jupiter is in fluorescence, it's in Gene Key. Thank you. It's in, thanks for the gift. It's in Gene Key 15 in Gemini, in true sidereal astrology. If you just look up at the stars, look at your family in the heavens, right? Look at the stars. Look at our higher consciousness. Look at ourselves shining so bright. But when that frequency descends, okay, that grace descends, it is the flowering. And that is the magnetism returning. It's the gift fully lived and embodied, no longer operating. So the monad, the monad soul fractal that is connected to the monad. So the monad is the one, okay? The monad is source. That's that monad. I mean, obviously it has its higher aspects, of course, but what we refer to in esoterics is the monad. Anyway, so the one. And there are beings that are connected to that. It is typically known in esoterica as the path of absolute sonship. Yeah. So people that are on the path of absolute sonship, my hat's off to you, because that's a fucking doozy. Anyways, there's many paths. There's 7 main paths. Please Google, ChatGPT this, look it up. There's 7 main paths, okay? But the monad is connected to the ones that are on the absolute sonship, okay? Most people are actually just returning the path to Sirius. They return to Sirius, the star system. But some people are on their way to, there's the path of the rays. Why am I going on? I'm like all over the place. Hey, my esoteric family, I feel you in here. I was starting to get all these fucking all over the place with esoterica. I kind of want to stick with fluorescence here and the descent of grace and what that means. So let me just stick with it. But there's a fractal, okay? And they're connected to the monad. They are the full embodiment of the divine, and they are walking the path of absolute sonship, period. Okay. Your path may have started as the path to Sirius, the path of the rays. It could have started on any of the lower paths, okay? And your soul was like, fuck this shit, I'm going absolute sonship. And that's some Jesus shit right there, okay? That's some Mary Magdalene stuff right there, okay? Absolute sonship, absolute divine embodiment. This is divine embodiment, to be the emptied out vessel, to be the divine, the expression of the divine. Okay. And so when grace descends into the collective, it is going to shift our grids, okay, into magnetism. So Jupiter is our guiding star. I know Saturn is above Jupiter, but it's not above Jupiter, okay? Saturn is the demiurge. Saturn is, he deals with matter and form and structure, and he is the bridge into the higher realms. I get that. We're not demonizing Saturn, but he's also not our God, okay? That's the Old Testament God. The New Testament God was Jupiter. And you can sit there and argue with me all you want. I don't give a shit about your biblical shit. I don't care about your Bible. I don't care about what your ideologies are around it until you have immersed yourself deep enough into esoterics. I don't want to, you're still rocking your religious indoctrinations from social cultural conditioning, okay? Or by choice. But we gotta let go of all that religious stuff. And if you are aligned with religion, which is a government creation, religion is created by government, okay? Okay, keep you little controlled little minions, okay? Until you let go of that, I highly suggest you don't follow me. I'm not into your religious stuff, okay? Or just start deconditioning, because that's a condition. Where am I going with this? So magnetism is coming in to be restored into the collective. So that is the gift frequency, okay, into the collective grids. And we will be rocking that frequency for a while it, because we're going to be at a gift frequency, the 4th dimensional heart frequency. We'll be at a heart frequency for quite a few years, probably about a decade is what I just heard, a decade, at least a decade. We'll be rocking even though time doesn't really matter, but what it does is it gives us localization for focused manifestation as creators, okay, in a holographic reality fucking simulation game. But what's happening is grace is descending. Jupiter is our guiding star. He's Jesus, okay, he's Jesus. He is the guiding star. He's the King of Kings. All right. Jupiter is what is influencing us on a planetary level. Now, that's not the Almighty. No, we have the Elohim for that. That's the cosmic rays. Okay. And then the star systems, all that. And, the black sun. But nonetheless, when we're looking at the cosmos, we really need to pay attention to where Jupiter is, because he's our great teacher. He's our guide. He's our Messiah. He's the Messiah. And so he's our messenger to show us the way. And then that's why Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces, okay, in Vedic astrology and exoteric astrology. Esoterically, yes, Neptune rules Pisces, absolutely. All right, but its personality ruler is not Neptune. Its personality ruler is Jupiter, okay? Anyway, so Jupiter is in Jinki 15, which is the city of fluorescence, but the gift of magnetism. And magnetism is called meeting the Schumann resonance. Y'all, I have read this shit so much, I don't even need the book. I'm like, in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna go get the book. I'm gonna go get the book. But I do know so much of this damn book, but it wants to talk about the meeting the Schumann resonance. It wants me to read part of the gift out. Damn it. I didn't want to leave. The only, like, when I'm guided to go improv like this, it is typically because we are setting in some codes. No, I don't believe in Jesus. No, and that wasn't his name. And you shouldn't either. It was Jesus before it was Jesus. Okay? And the Hebrew name is Yeshua. Okay? So no, I don't believe in, you can, if you're all into that, please leave. Just get out of my live. Please get out of my live. Please get out of my following. Go unindoctrinate yourself or go follow the devil himself. Okay? Okay, bye. Bye. All right, so with the Jinky 15, the fluorescence, the gift of magnetism. All right, magnetism. The teachings of Yeshua. Yes, yes, yes. I do believe in the teachings of Yeshua. But that biblical bullshit that they propagate in modern Christianity and have used to enslave, burn, and genocide my people, millions of people, billions, really? No, not the fuck at all. Not the fuck at all. Get the fuck out of here with that Roman bullshit. Conquering crap. Yeah, you got my life finally, Tara. Finally, Yeshua, his sacred breath, uttered no other name. His name is Yeshua. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Amen. Amun-Ra. Amun-Ra. Amen. Amun-Ra. I love it. Hey, Nova Twins, Nova Life. Good to have you here. Tarla made it finally. Okay, so we're gonna talk about reading. We're gonna talk about Jupiter's in Jinky 15. Okay, and so we're looking at this. We're looking at this, and I'm being guided to talk about it. So the 15th gift. Okay. The 15th gene key, this is called hitting the Schumann resonance. And it's such a powerful portal, like Horus said in the cards that I pulled earlier, but like Horus said, it's a portal into life's mysteries. It is one of the gene keys that bridges humans with other life forms, and in doing so, it connects us profoundly to the living spirit of nature, or Gaia. So the depth of what he just said in that one sentence, okay? So when it comes to, this is going to be, it'll be recorded and I'll put it onto my Patreon, and you can join my Patreon. You can join free, or you can donate $1, $3, whatever you want. You can get my replays of my lives from the beginning to the end. They'll be on my Patreon, okay? Okay. But what he said in this one sentence, let me break this esoterically down, okay? It is one of the keys that bridges humans with other life forms, and in doing so, it connects us profoundly to the living spirit of nature. So, in the root races and evolution of human, and what we're doing here, you know, why we're here is to inevitably take the minerals, okay, the elemental, Fae, Sprite, Deva kingdom. We're going to take the Deva kingdom, elemental kingdom, and it merges, excuse me, it merges in with us, the celestial. And then that's when heaven and earth become one, and we elevate the elemental, okay, and they become part of us. We are elemental, truth, yes, but we take from solid, mineral density, not gravity, density, and through the process of alchemy or refinement or distillation, or through the veneration process, we elevate it to its gaseous state, its highest state, okay, or the plasma state, which is like a it's charged gas, okay, it's not a gas, it's technically a consciousness, but plasma, we take it to its highest frequency within us. So we merge, and that's what Jupiter, so again, you could have a deep connection right now to nature. Like I said, all day today, I've just been in nature, in my backyard, planting, gardening, laying down, like pancaked in the grass, just relaxing, grounding all damn day, just with nature. So you could have, while Jupiter's transiting the 15 right now, a you can set that intention and create a depth, a deepening, okay? Because Jupiter's working in this codon that's in your fucking DNA. It's just in the cosmos. So you're going to make the intent and you're going to focus on Jupiter and Gene Key 15, and you're going to read it if you have the book, and you're going to embody it, and you're going to focus with it in your life, and then that's intentional. And then you're going to manifest more of its benefits. You'll have to work through the shadow if you haven't already worked through the shadow, which is dullness. Okay, and the shadow states are empty and extremist. Okay, so if you're feeling empty or extreme, okay, in your life where it's just boring and blasé, then you're working in the shadow. But if you're in the gift of magnetism, and this is where Jupiter is right now, currently, in the now moment. So this is why it's important to focus on the planets where they are in the real time, in the constellations as they are above, so that you can put your focus and intention. And if you have the gene keys, you can pair that and to elevate your sense of self-awareness and to really work intentionally with each one of the codons in the 64 codons of the amino acids of the human protein structure that make up you and your resonance. So it's very important to work with the gene keys because it helps us to psychologically unbind ourselves from the lower frequencies that our ancestors were inundated and subjugated and oppressed within. Okay? Awesome. Thank you guys all for being in here. Thank you. And so when he's talking about here is the 15 bridges that Deva consciousness, that elemental Gaia consciousness. And so it's a beautiful time for us collectively just to be honing in with the Gaia consciousness and the Deva, the elemental earth, air, fire, water, ether, the benders, right? Airbender, earthbender, waterbender, etherbenders, firebenders. Like to tap into those frequencies. And I want to be straight with you guys real quick. There's the two types of telepathy, okay? This is going to get two types of telepathy. There's mental telepathy and emotional telepathy. But mental telepathy is about imprinting thoughts, and emotional telepathy is about reading the energy. So you have to have emotional telepathy before you can attain mental telepathy. It's groundwork. So emotional telepathy is to be able to read energy. When somebody says like, oh, you're telepathic, like you're not actually thinking somebody's thoughts. You're fucking not. You're not thinking anybody's thoughts. You're feeling and you're interpreting the energy through your senses, through your heightened senses. And then the mental telepathy turns on once you have the ability to focus. Mm-hmm. And then you can project thoughts, desires, and all kinds of other things and into the collective. It's all played out at a mass scale right now, but I'm just saying these are also two topics that you can really focus on right now, okay? With the 15, the magnetism here, with the gift, okay? To really hone in on your intuition, what it is that your energy, your ability to read the energy of other people, of the land that you're on, the plant, speak to the plants, speak to the fucking animals, speak to the birds and all that stuff. Get really elemental right now because it's going to fine tune your emotional telepathy. And then that way, and then you'll be able to hone in and focus and send out those, not to say that you don't send out thoughts, but intentional and with precision, okay? And that makes your the actualization of your manifestation rapid, because again, time doesn't actually exist. It's there for the localization of manifestation, but it doesn't have to be long. It can be shortened whenever you have mastered the mental telepathy aspect of it. But you do that through the magnetism here and attuning, practicing, fine-tuning your emotional telepathy, which comes through magnetism. Okay, so moving forward. In 1977, the scientist Otto Schumann made a remarkable discovery. He mathematically predicted the exact frequency of the Earth's heartbeat within the electromagnetic spectrum, vibrating at 7.8 hertz wavelength. Is called the Schumann resonance. It literally is the vibrating pulse of the heart's organism. The 15th gift represents the inner barometer within your DNA to the Schumann resonance. See how it's about focusing, harnessing, and honing in on these skills, these frequencies? Okay. So all human disease comes about because of disturbances between your individual electromagnetic field and this greater field that emanates from the earth. Okay, so when we have, and I'm not giving medical advice. Again, I'm reading out of the Gene Keys by Richard Rudd. This is not medical advice, and I'm not a doctor. This is just, I'm reading from this book. Take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, so all diseases come from the disturbance between our individual electromagnetic field and the greater field that emanates from the Schumann resonance, the Earth's field. So when we're out of alignment, then our body goes into dis-ease. All right? And you will go out of alignment as you're healing, because you're going to drop in frequency, you're going to stabilize, drop again, stabilize. So you'll go that's why a lot of yogis and sages talk about how it's extremely painful to attain rainbow body, because the body goes through dis-ease as it releases the karma, as it releases the stored up memories and traumas that are in your body from your, ancestral memory and your blood, and it's all stored in the bone and in the fascias and in the tissues. Okay, so as you heal, you will go in and out of dis-ease when you're not at ease, when your body's not comfortable, because whenever it's not and you can sit and dwell, and some people don't make it, and I get that. That's just the shit that you run. Your body. Ooh, that's a blue light. That's blue. At least it's not as bright as the other one. Okay. And so your body will shift, and it'll just, don't fucking make mountains out of molehills, okay? Like, listen to your body, do the things that it needs to be done for the time that it needs to be done. It's like, the more, if you go into freak out mode and worry, then it makes it worse. But if you just trust that it's all gonna work out, then it does. I'm on live. Okay. I don't think you guys caught my kid. Oh, wait. That's my physical body is going through dis-ease now. So, yeah, you're doing the shadow work. Absolutely. I didn't understand why it's happening now after I'm actually, it has to come out. It's the pain, the sadness, the grief, and it's also the mutation, the frequency shifting. So whenever you had a standard, everybody remember having, I should have nothing but boomers, Gen Xers, and millennials on my page. Maybe some Gen Z, maybe some Gen Z in here, okay? But do you guys remember having a stick shift vehicle? Okay? Do you remember like trying to grind the gears, get it? It was like grinding into gear. So when you're going from like a shadow state of frequency into the next level of the gift frequency, it'll grind gears. It's like grinding gears. And again, this is you gotta think it's like a chain reaction. There's a shifting of these gears, and the way that the amino acids are bonding inside of our DNA after we have awarenesses and we make dietary changes, or we release emotions and, attachments and stories that we've been telling ourselves or holding on to. Okay. So as they start to unwind, okay, like trying to get through a necklace that's got a knot in it, you're trying to take it out. Okay. It takes time, and it might have some kinks in it. You might have to go and fix a link or two in there. But it's like grinding gears, trying to get it into the gear, and then finally like push the fucking clutch in. You're like, oh yeah, clutch in, done, and then it shifts into the next gear. And then once you do that, okay, then you'll have reprieve. Okay, your body is you're not actually in dis-ease. You don't have disease. You're in dis-ease. You're experiencing uncomfortableness, not ease. And your body's actually healing. So there's this thing called German New Medicine. It's not new. Your body's actually healing. So there's this thing called German New Medicine. It's not new, but it's been studied for, I think, like 60, 70 years or more over in Germany. But now it's like starting to come more main stage, I guess. But anyways, this is the same thing with like Louise Hayes and a lot of other medical mediums, if you will, healers, medical healers, is your body's automatically healing itself. It shows up as discomfort as it's healing, right? So same, right? All right. Growth doesn't always feel good. That's what Spirit said. Growth doesn't always feel good. No, it doesn't. No. Thank you. Thanks, Yvette. Oh, hey, sis. You're in here. Welcome. I'm so grateful the soul family got to catch the live tonight. That's amazing. Is that why movement? Yeah, movement's always good for the body. Yeah, movement's also going to help with the trauma. Is really, really, really a lot of trauma stored in the hips. And so the more we like move our hips and our body, it releases. You want to be juicy. The more flexible you are. Juicy. Sorry, my yoga instructor, she always called it to be juicy. You want to be juicy. Because you want to be flexible, okay? Whew. You want to be flexible in life. And so, yeah, dancing, movement is so amazing for flexibility and allowing, because you're an energy channel. Okay, I said that. I screamed this in a couple of my videos before. But you're an energy channel. You're a channel. And the cleaner you are, the more refined you are, the more spirit can use you. And so movement helps to keep this channel. You're an antenna radio station. AM, FM, XM radio, baby. AM, FM, XM radio. Or shadow, gift, city. I think I should just maybe move my camera here for a second while my kids are in the pantry. Forgot I had the fucking ravaging raccoons in the house tonight. No, I'm kidding. I know that they're home. We just finished eating dinner. And they're ravaging like raccoons. My trash pandas. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Gloria. I appreciate it. I'm laughing at my trash pandas. Okay, so moving on. So moving forward or not that was bad. I think it's really useful. I'm having dialogue here with beings in the chat, so it's good. Like I said, if you have have something you want to add, put it in the comments too. You have something going on. As I'm reading though, I'm going to read this now. So whenever your frequency ceases to correspond with the Schumann resonance, you are out of kilter with your natural rhythms. And the chemistry of your physiology experiences pressure under stress. One of the great challenges of our modern humanity is to learn how to slow down. The Schumann resonance is a frequency oscillation that moves far more slowly than most human beings are used to, especially in our modern world. The power of Gaia is the power of greenness. If we left our planet exactly how it was for 1,000 years, we'd come back and everything would be green again. That is the speed, power, and pace of Gaia. Since magnetism is the binding force of all creatures, since magnetism is the binding force of all creatures and forms, the more deeply you move into the Schumann resonance, the more magnetic you become. This is all about trusting the natural ebb and flow of life's events. You see how the agitation of the lower frequencies so easily experiences these lower frequencies as dullness. The fact is that when the frequency of your DNA hits the Schumann resonance, your experience of time stops completely. These are truths that are still experienced and embodied by many of the indigenous cultures alive on our planet today. To live closely to the Earth's natural rhythms is to experience the wisdom and clarity that comes of moving more slowly through the world. Whoop! My blanket. Sorry, guys. Oh, I got caught. It's all right. I'm going to throw you across the patio. I went to go cross my leg over the other side because the other leg fell asleep crossed. And my blanket was underneath this little my cheap ass phone stand that I got, that I adore because I got it for Mother's Day, but nonetheless, this cheap ass fucking phone stand. It was like, flip! It's like aluminum, it's air. All right, it's so light. I don't even think it's a pound. I like it though, it works. Okay, as you ascend in consciousness to the gift level of frequency, you experience for the first time the underlying beauty of life's diversity through the subtle mutations that take place in the 15th key. The very state that you feared was taking away your life force actually becomes an awesome font of vital magnetic energy. Dullness is no longer dull. It is though you were peering into an empty vessel and suddenly realize that it isn't empty, but full of potential. This simple shift in attitude allows you to unlock the higher magnetic power latent within your DNA. Such magnetic power is the foundation for the law of attraction, the universal law that draws towards you that which serves your higher purpose, be it money, people, or resources. Until you hit the Schumann resonance, which is the effortless power of this law, okay? It's effortlessness, it's magnetism. You do nothing, it comes to you. You know, you magnetize it. So how do we do this? Slow the fuck down. Slow the fuck down. And you get in your body. And you get grounded. You get the fuck out of your head and the worry and the dopamine hits of the constant scrolling, and you slow down. Okay? And you connect. Connect in with nature. Paint, draw, art, move, dance, whatever. It doesn't mean if you want to do like some, upbeat dance movements, that's not what it means. It just means slow down with the hyper analytical mind. And get in your fucking body. Like, be present. That's what it means. Be mindful. Love your natural, no glitter community. Yeah, I know, right? And that's the power of directness. So people displaying, excuse me, let me have a drink. This is twice I've coughed now. So the people that display this gift have a powerful trait to emanate a tangible physical presence. So when you embody this, so everybody has all 64 codes, and the moon moves through them once a month, every fucking month, and the sun once a year, every year, and the planets, Mercury can hit it 2-3 times, because it goes 3 times, 3 cycles around the sun in one year. So Mercury can go through this key like 3 fucking times. So we all have them. Now, what it matters where you're imprinted is about your karma and the patterns that you chose to unwind or release, remove. Yeah, the karmic imprints. So that's your imprinting, but you'll have all 64 of them all the time. It's just there's specific ones that are imprinted from the day that you're born, that those are your lessons, and then also your gifts and your superpowers. Yes, but you do have access to all of them. Oh, my book looks like trash. My book, I've had this thing forever, and it has, anyways. Corky, yes. Oh, my real name? You want to know my real name? It's Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann. Corky is what I go by. Yeah. Joker Girl 84, which is deactivated that account, but Joker Girl 84 was my first email address. I was quite a fan of Harley Quinn and Joker, and everybody liked Batman. I liked Joker. Now look at me, I get it. Psychology, and like I totally understand these movies and how they try to portray Batman as some fucking hero, and he wasn't. And he was actually a self-fulfilling prophecy, like egocentric narcissism, all that stuff. And Joker was like, anyways, I know how it's Joker Girl 84. So Corky is a synonym for that, essentially. And it deals with the quarks and the lipids within an atom. And so that's where my name came from. Harley Quinn, that's what I'm doing for Halloween. Yeah, she's my costume this year. Yeah. Harley Halloweens. They are. Let's go. Are you in Florida? I love it. We go live. We can go live together. I'll bring you on my live and we can. That would be fun though. Actually, that would be fun. I'm like, ooh, I should do that for Halloween. Because I don't drink, so I don't have plans on going out and doing anything. I just wanted to get dressed up. Oh, you're Carrie Ann. A-N-N. One word. Kerriann. That's how I spell it. It means dark mother. It's the dark one. And Ann, mother. So, here it is at the Schumann resonance and the gift of magnetism. So the gift, let's go. Magnetism does not exclude anyone. And the more diversity these people encounter in life, the more fulfilled they are. So real beauty, let's go. So to summarize the gift of magnetism as being the power to influence and be influenced by means of the aura. Okay, magnetism is all about the power of the aura. Everything alive creates an atmosphere around itself. All life forms radiate bioenergetic energy fields which interact with their environment throughout geometric laws. It is this 15th gene key, the gift of magnetism, that unlocks the power of the aura to conduct and relay information between different forms. The more resonant your aura becomes with the Earth's natural frequencies, the wider your aura spreads, bringing you into contact with many of the hidden realities and kingdoms within nature. Eventually, the frequency of your aura comes into perfect resonance. It interlocks with the Earth's grid itself, and your consciousness expands exponentially, becoming one with Gaia and all creatures. Now, I know a lot of us are, well, I can speak for myself. Like I'm already, this is attained. I've the gift, like the shaman, the mediumship, channeling, I've been talking to plants and animals since the moment of my Kundalini conscious awakening. So, oh yeah, Ara means, oh yeah, AU is gold. AU is gold and Raz is the sun. So the golden light, yep. I love it. Keep sharing those gems. Gems. Golden light. I love it. All right, so let's talk about the city now of fluorescence. Now again, recap, whoever's just joining, I don't know how many people come in and out. We have Jupiter and true sidereal astrology, okay? And Gene Key 15. Jupiter is our guiding star planetarily wise, okay? And this is about grace, what aspect of grace we can be receiving and integrating in our life. And as we just recap this, the 15th gene key is about communication with the Deva realms, elemental, earth, air, fire, water, ether, the spirits of nature, okay, and communing with them intentionally and getting grounded and slowing down. And with the Schumann resonance, essentially just flow, being in flow, okay, with your life and communicating with and that automatically is going to expand your aura, your magnetism, and you'll draw in, okay, more abundance, prosperity, people and experiences without having to chase. You don't chase, you attract at that point, okay? So now we're going to jump into the 15th city, which is fluorescence, the emergence of Shambhala. Now this is where it gets good, because this is where the grace is descending within the monad and the flowering of the crown chakra within the monad, the soul fractal we call the monadic soul fractal. Those beings that are going to be the living embodiment of the divine. Okay. And that's the flowering of the crown chakra. We call that, enlightenment, moksha, nirvana, all these things. Okay, attaining enlightenment. So, the emergence of Shambhala. The 15th city is a quality known as fluorescence, the final flowering. A word that essentially refers to the process of bursting into flower. Each of the cities, in fact, represents a process of fluorescence. Each one of the 64 cities represent a process of fluorescence. That is what the higher self represents. Your ultimate flowering, that's what your higher self is the ultimate flowering. I want to be my higher self. I want to be my highest self, my highest timeline, my highest self. That's what the fuck it is. It's called your ultimate flowering. We're coming into our higher self. Many different words, all expressing the same fucking thing. Divine embodiment. Fluorescence cannot be chased, hurried, or enforced. It is a state that occurs to humans sporadically, meaning that no one can predict if or when it will occur to a particular person. One thing alone is certain. We humans recognize it when it occurs in another. A person in whom consciousness is spontaneously flowering is a person surrounded by magic, by light, and by tangible magnetic mystery. As the zenith of human magnetism, fluorescence manifests like a supernova through the human aura. And once it has begun, it keeps expanding and expanding deeper and deeper in dimension. Such a person becomes a magnet for the many others who hunger for such higher states. Although fluorescence cannot be predicted, there are certain signs that may appear before it occurs. Now, quiet the noise, tell the kids to shut up, tell them to turn the music, the TV down, all the things so you can hear this. All right. There are certain signs. Ooh, I lost it. A person, magnetism, certain expanding dimensions, certain. Man, I said that, now I lost my damn spot. Okay. Although it cannot be determined. If we look at the 10th gene key, which is the gift of naturalness, which is the programming partner to gene key 15, okay, it means it's its opposite, but they play together innately. Twins. We find a clue. So naturalness and being connect to magnetism and fluorescence. We find the clue. When a person becomes truly natural and comfortable with who they are, when they become truly accepting of theirs lives and others' lives, they are close to flowering. So, fluorescence is experienced when awareness finally comes to rest, because only when awareness stops seeking itself can it truly rest. Authenticity. When you get to a point when you have no flags, no fucks to give. Okay, your no fucks flags are flying. That's what I meant to say. Your no fucks flags are flying. Okay, and you're content with who the hell you are. Like truly living authentically. All right, and you've really done all that inner work. You've cleared that karma. You've venerated your ancestors. Okay. Fluorescence is experienced when awareness fully comes to rest, and it's not seeking. It stops seeking. You're not looking for answers. You're not reading books. You're not doing self-help shit. Like, if you're still looking at self-help books, you're still seeking, and that's okay. You can't force fluorescence. But I'm going to tell you, get the motherfucking Gene Keys book, because that's going to help you. It's going to help you a lot more than a lot of other books, but you're still going to need other books. You're still going to need other material. Unless you want to do everything internally and not look at anybody else's stuff, then that'll just take longer. But if you can get your hand on some books that'll help you, like psychology books, that'll help you. But when you stop trying to fix and seek and all this shit, that's when you realize that you stop seeking and you can truly rest, and that's when fluorescence happens. And you can't force it or fake the funk, like, oh, I'm not gonna read anymore, fucking ha. No. Again, you're trying to do this. So even that in itself is seeking. To not seek is to seek as well, because that's a defiance of what your true self wants to do. And then you're defying it. So that's a fight with the ego and the higher self. So it's so much fun. So much fun. So just seek until that day comes and you're like, I don't need anything. I'm good. I'm done. I'm like, it's there. You just know it. It's a resonant feeling internally. I mean, of course, things are still going to happen in life, but you don't need to go seek anything. All the answers are found within. They're all flooded out anyways. All right. Moving forward. When it does come to rest, consciousness, which was within it all along, finally shines through. The ancients and sages said that the mind must be still, or that all thought must stop in order for reality to be perceived. That was actually a misinterpretation down the ages. It's not thought that must cease, but identification with thought. It is the thinker that must cease, that must stop. Hearing the above truth, many have sought and continue to seek source behind awareness. However, no amount of tinkering with awareness can reveal the truth. This is why there is no technique or system that can ensure enlightenment. Awareness has to come to rest of its own accord. It is the great and wondrous mystery, the fact that there is nothing that can be done to speed up our flowering. There is nothing that can be done to speed up our flowering, can be seen as both a blessing and a curse. To the mind, it seems a curse because the mind likes having something to do. To the inner being, it is a great blessing because the embodiment of this truth will lead to progressive levels of relaxedness. So when you sit with, there's nothing that I can force or do to force this enlightenment or flowering or embodiment of my higher self to happen. Being and naturalness. It's programming partner, Jinky 15's programming partner. Bling, bling. And my friend, I named her name, and then fairy artist, because she does like child face painting, but she just texted me or messaged me. Yeah, so fairy came up, so it's coming up anyways. But the naturalness, fairy, Gaia consciousness, reaching the Schumann resonance, getting grounded, connected into the elemental aspects of self, but you cannot force it. So it's just be and love yourself and study what you want to study, like create what you want to create, whatever it is that you want to do, unprogram, read the books that you know you need to read to heal your childhood wounds and attachment wounds and all that shit, because that matters. Okay, get the gene keys so you can understand the human conditioning, the psychology. Yes. So you can see like, oh my God, this, that, you will bawl on every page. You'll cry because you'll be like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. I understand this. And then you get other chapters, not just of the shadow, but you're getting chapters of the gift and of the city that have the higher self expressions. Because the cities are truly the natural state of human consciousness if we're not in a shadow. The gift is just the heart. It's where the base resonance is at. Shadows are below base resonance. And cities are the light. These are the light. And so what we're reading right now is the flowering. So you can't force that. It's a process. But it does take at least 7 years of deconstructing your social cultural conditioning and rewriting your subconscious. It takes time. And time because it's an integrative process. And you have to change your patterns and behaviors. Hold on, it wants me to do this little puzzle thing to make sure that I'm still a human and live. So, okay, moving forward. So the 15th gene key forms the main, oh wait, I skipped. Okay, to the mind it seems a curse and also a blessing, right? Seems a curse because the mind likes having something to do, and the inner being, it is a blessing because the embodiment of this truth will lead to progressive levels of relaxedness.
Ultimately, fluorescence depends on nothing. It cannot be created, not by meditation, not by good karma, and not by any form of effort, not even by effortlessness. Fluorescence is grace. And if you weren't here in the beginning of this, we got grace descending. We got the Shekinah, and then we also got the what was his card, Carrie-Ann? Did I shuffle him already? The Paul the Venetian, which was like grace descending. Pretty sure that's what that card was. But I've already shuffled, so I don't know where that card went. Oh well. I got it. Oh, I had him in a pile. Ha 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 ha. No, I don't have him out. I already shuffled him away. He was in the bottom of the deck earlier. But grace descending. And so was the Shekinah. All right. So, ha 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 ha, back to yourself.
All right. This was my first deck I ever read with and did it for years. I know, I love that deck. I've had it for so long. It's a little precious staple. I hurt you. I hear you. Hi. Hey, Paige. Hey, sis.
All right. So the 15th Jinki forms the main stem of the codon ring of seeking. I don't want to even fucking read that. I'm just going to jump to the good stuff. Let's get to the good stuff. If you guys want, order your Jinkies book. All right. But it's part of the codon ring of seeking. You have to burn out all seeking. That's what it just said. You have to burn out all seeking. Okay, to come into this, when the vessel is done seeking and comes to relaxedness and rest, then true relaxedness and rest, then fluorescence dawns, which is fluorescence is enlightenment. It's the final flowering. It's the flowering of the crown chakra. Okay, so moving on to the next part of this that I'm going to read. Yeah, I think that's kind of important. So it is through the mystery of the 15th city that all this pressure to seek is finally brought to an end. And honestly, you can kind of see it on the world. I can totally fucking see it on the world stage. You might be able to see it on the world stage too. Is like the world is fucking tired of seeking. Like we're at the information technology peak. Like so many people are aware of all the lies and the propaganda, whatever area it is that of awareness that they have it. You understand? Not everybody needed to eat the whole damn pie because there's so many people taking up pieces, fractions of the pie. But then there's also people that get the whole totality of things. Okay, the whole fucking pie, because that was what they had to do, was go and eat the whole fucking pie. But for the most part, collectively, the collective is burnt, is done with seeking. We're fucking over it. Like we get it, lies, da-da-da-da, then it's going inside. Truth is within, God is within, kingdom of, heaven is within us, and it's a state of mind and perception, and that we create that in our reality, and we embody it. Our thoughts create, we get that on a mass level. I understand there's still people that are waking up every day, but as far as the collective that's shifting, okay, they get that. So they've burnt out that seeking, okay? On the world stage, burnt out that fucking seeking. If you look to nature, which is the root of the word fluorescence, you will see that nature produces many buds on many different plants, but all the plants flower at unique times. Furthermore, all buds on each particular plant open collectively in a great rush of dynamic energy. So, also, furthermore, the buds on each particular plant open collectively. So, in human beings, enlightenment operates in the same way, through different time periods and epochs. Enlightenment never occurs to just a single person, but successively jumps across generations during a certain time period. Now, it is a phenomenon that once ignited will play itself out through the many different fractal flowerings in many different kinds of human lives. The People, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to talk. Okay. A person manifesting the 15th city or fluorescence is thus has a vibrancy that is simply irresistible. Fluorescence is a word, as a word, goes much further than just meaning flowering. Fluorescence refers to a process of exponential bursting into flower, as though the focus is not simply on a single flower, but an entire tree of flowers, all bursting into bud at the same time. This is what such people do when the grace of fluorescence occurs to them. They flower in many ways, many directions, all at once. So if you have been getting this message in your reality that everything is going to start happening for you, all things are lining up, like everything, like you have ended your karma. Like for me, this is what's happening for me. Ended my karma. I cleared all that shit out, my whole life, all of this shit, I'm done. All of that's done. And now like I said, when I started this call, this is about the fractal, the monad that is flowering and is going to start blooming, coming into their higher, that's what it is. Flowering is coming into your higher self, the God self, your higher self. And so, but that's like everything, your prosperity, it's like you quantum leaped, if you will, new timeline. But what it is your entire genetic frequency has gone from shadow to the Siddhic state. And so you're operating from the Siddhic state of frequency, coherence, awareness, resonance. Okay? And everything starts happening all at once. Prosperity, health, wealth, physical, mental, emotional, abundance, people, business opportunities, you name it. You're moved into your dharma to help humanity because your aura has the ability to, it influences others to heal because you're a walking light. You are the lighthouse, right? You are the light, you are the way. Oh, you're the life, you're the way. You are the light, you're the way. Whatever. I think that was a Mandela effect. Whatever. Okay. So the 15th city can only occur... Okay, no, I skipped that. Their potential seems endless. The diversity of their interest appears inexhaustible, as though they were flowering in every possible sphere of their life at the same time. Such a being cannot stop anywhere and allow themselves to remain in any particular path or way. The awareness within them does what it must do. It reflects the energy of spring, ever flowering, always moving, growing, exploring, and delighting in whatever passes before it. That's that saying, you get paid to exist. You're going to get paid to exist. You do nothing. Money is not real. It's a currency. I mean, money. It's not just change and jingle. It is currency. It's energy, and it can be created. You understand? You can just create it instant. Our world is a hologram. If you believe what you're creating, then the universe will bring it to you. You understand? You just can't have any doubt. This way, Yeshua would say, if you wanted to do a miraculous healing, I can't have any doubters in the room. Leave. There could be no doubters in here. Otherwise, this child won't heal. This person won't heal because doubt blocks. That's what it's saying. Like, so you'll block your abundance if you have doubt. Or if you're in lack mentality. I'm not in lack. If you are living in poverty, if you're not in your Siddhic frequency, you're definitely in lack. You don't have to be lacking in the financials. Again, this is about abundance and prosperity showing up in your life without having to do anything. Just because you think it and you manifest it. You ever done that? Think of yellow socks and then yellow socks. I'll say yellow socks. Okay? Purple polka dots. You can say things like this that you have no resistance to. Like, and you'll manifest it. But things that you desire, that you actually want, but you don't feel worthy of, if because you have lack, okay, then if you say, oh, here I deserve $1 million, I want $1 million, or even $50. But if you have a sense of lack and doubt that the universe is going to provide that, then you won't ever show up. Okay, I know you know that. I know a lot of people know that. I'm in channel, so just for whoever needed to hear that. Wonderful. All right, so the 15th city can only occur when the mind has completely given up control. Fluorescence is utterly confusing to the mind. It is so spontaneous. It is too spontaneous, too unpredictable, and too wild. Too wild for the mind to follow, let alone manage. It would be rather like a writer writing 100 books simultaneously and jumping at random between them, whilst at the same time holding down 100 other jobs and moving randomly between them. Fluorescence follows nature's own wild organic rhythms, which demand an attitude of trust, surrender, and childish delight. When you come into perfect harmony with the Schumann resonance, time itself will stop within your being. This is an impossible experience to relay in words. In the words of Christ, it is when we mystically inherit the earth. When we mystically inherit the earth is what fluorescence is. We come into experience the mystery of philos anthropos, the pure love of humanity embodied in the principle of philanthropy. All of life is now seen as philanthropic, constantly giving its own essence back into the whole. The codon ring of seeking is currently undergoing a deep mutative process that is changing the essential rhythmic structure of all life on our planet. Above all, it is bringing humans into greater awareness of the delicate balance of living biological systems, and in particular, plants. As the pressure of human seeking burns away the greenness of our planet through pollution and industrial expansion, we are coming to realize that we are also responsible for these great changes on a global rhythms. Our climate is a byproduct of a deeper energetic change that is taking place. Deep within the genetic codon, the dynamic energy of liberation is moving via the electrical and explosive 39th gene key, which is provocation, and the city of liberation. This gene key, in its higher frequencies, is actually the precursor of the great change that will transform all life on Earth through the 55th gene key. But it all begins here in the ring of seeking, with an amino acid known as serine. Human seeking will eventually burn itself out. That is the higher trajectory as we as a species are following. Whatever it looks like on the surface, each of the 6 gene keys in the codon ring will awaken in a sequence, beginning with the 39th gene key and ending with the 15th gene key. So I'm saying this grace descending right now, that's what this says. Like there's the 16th, so today is that golden ratio day where all timelines converge and comes into balance, and we're restoration of the organic timeline and nature's timeline. And isn't it synchronistic that Jupiter is in Gene Key 15, the Schumann resonance, Gaia, greenness, magnetism, ending seeking and coming into the higher self? Yeah. And then that 3-eye atlas shit on this, what is it, on the 16th, it's going to be in opposition to the Earth, and then on the 29th, it's going to be directly behind the sun. That 3-eye atlas, doesn't matter what the fuck anybody says that it is. It's not a ship. Anyways, it's about what it's representing for us, and it's at the sun. And it's here, like, this object is a third object in the sky, blah, blah, all these, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can make up whatever story you want to go behind. If you want to believe in aliens, if you want to believe it's just a giant cosmic dog turd floating into our fucking solar system, I don't give a shit. Understand? But what is it representing? It's signs. There will be signs in the heavens. There will be signs in the heavens. That's what matters. As if we haven't already had a million things going on. And grace, this grace that we've all been waiting for this awakening and the flowering of the crown chakra, or becoming our higher selves and living in a world that's harmonious and not disharmonious, right? One that's in harmony with Earth itself. That's what's happening right now. That's what's unfolding right now. And this fluorescence, this flowering of the crown chakra, that's That's grace descending, but it's grace flowering within our frequency. But that's also light. Like there was frequency that was coming off the ice wall, right off the ice wall over there by Australia, like 2 days ago. Nobody knew what it was. Just a whole bunch of frequency coming in from Antarctica, right? Third eye atlas. I like that. Yeah, I've heard some people say that. Third eye atlas. Yep. Awakening of the third eye, the true eye. But it's the crown. And the third eye, it's all fully functioning as a divine channel. And that's what we're here to be, is to be the divine, the embodiment of the divine. You know, you're still going to have your individuated expression, obviously, but the divine speaks through you. Because you are. We're all gods and goddesses, but you have to fine-tune yourself. You can't just, like, come out the door fucking swinging. No, that's ego. There's a refinement process. It's like going to, well, for my honky ass, you know what I mean? It's like going to a refinery school, a women's etiquette class on how to eat appropriately at a 5-star fucking restaurant. When you got, I always makes me think of, like, Pretty Woman when she's, like, tapping on the forks and shit, and she's like, what's the difference? Guy. Oh, thanks for following. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, you get it. All right. Continue. We're almost done. Almost done. So the 39th city, the 39th gene key is where it begins, and the 15th city is where it ends. Okay? So the 39th gene key is it's to provoke. It's to provoke the agitation in the body. It's to provoke us, to get us triggered. So the 39 is all about provocation into liberation, right? People trigger us, they provoke us, but it ultimately, hopefully, if we're on our journey, we go back and we contemplate, we analyze, we sit down, we're like, okay, why that trigger? Where is that coming from? No, I shouldn't have done this, da. We analyze, okay? We contemplate it, and we reflect, and then we apply. Okay, so that's what the 39th gene key does within the codon ring of seeking, and that 39th gene key is what ultimately triggers the 55, which is the gene key 55 deals with our solar plexus mutation. Okay, and that solar plexus mutation is, again, going from, yes, you use your intuition, you think from your intuition, but once we redirect the energies from the lower 3 chakras and we plug them into their higher counterparts, you know, solar plexus, then like your throat and your ajna, okay? So heart, throat, ajna, and then solar plexus, sacral, and root. All of these 3 lower ones have their upper higher. And once they go into that creates a channel that is operating, right, in balance, but from the heart frequency. Okay, and above, heart and above, love and above. And so ultimately the 39 provokes the 55. The 55 is a city of freedom from victimization. So from the victim mind, victim mentality, victim, living in a life of struggle and cycles and perpetuated suffering, into freedom. And then that 55, once you're in freedom, once you've attained the frequency of freedom, individuated freedom, then you have been liberated, and you are now able to retain, sustain the higher frequencies, and that flowering, the final flowering dawns within you. Your higher self dawns. You start living in your dharma. Yes. So see how mystical it sounds. I know it sounds very mystical and unattainable, but it's very much grounded and human. Okay? It is very human, but also magical and mystical, because you have infinite connectedness to the divine. Okay? Infinite connectedness to the divine. There is no other. Ever. All right, continuing. So human seeking will eventually burn itself out. What the 15th city really does for humanity is align us with a higher evolution. It aligns us with a higher evolution. It is always difficult to see evolutions beyond our own. Nonetheless, they exist. Our great teachers and mythologies have always been aware of them. The earth itself contains subtle kingdoms. Subtle. Like, yeah, subtle, not, yeah, subtle kingdoms of far higher frequency than humanity. And these Davic kingdoms are also preparing to take a leap in consciousness by merging with human consciousness. The greatest fluorescence will occur when hidden higher forces latent within the earth itself rise to the surface and absorb human consciousness. Do you ever seen that meme that says humans eat mushrooms and mushrooms eat dead humans? Humans eat dead mushrooms and mushrooms eat dead humans? Yeah. All right. So the greatest fluorescence will occur when hidden higher forces dormant within the earth herself rises to the surface and absorbs human consciousness. Yeah. We're becoming elemental. Absolutely. That's why we see all the benders, right? The benders, earth, air, fire, water, ether. What's up with those anime shit and the benders, huh? What's the greatest technology? Ain't fucking AI. It's us. Hello. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. It's us. We're the greatest fucking technology there ever is going to be, baby. We're God's greatest creation. How the fuck could there ever be anything better? Not man's creation. No, it's us. It's us. Why are they trying to, you understand what I'm saying? Like, they don't want you to be calm. They want you to be in hustle mode, even in the spiritual community. You gotta hustle, you gotta grind, you gotta make it. Oh, God's calling you. You gotta get out there, you gotta bust it, you gotta take 100 clients a fucking month. Fuck that shit. Good for them for being idiots and taking their ego and not actually integrating and dissolving the aspects of their persona, their developed personality. And they just plastered fucking spiritual Gandhi words over and said they're spiritual and here's my multi-million-dollar spiritual. You're nothing. You're nothing. You're nothing. You did nothing. You wasted time. You did the grind. That's it. You got to integrate. You got to do deep fucking work. Deep internal work. Now, yes, there's some people out there that have very successful businesses that they are in their magnetism and their higher self and they have done that deep inner work. But you understand what I was using, okay, as an example. All right, you can tell the difference between people that have really done the work and people that are just out there pushing coursework. Take my course, take my course, take my course, take my course, take my course. Okay, don't take their courses, please. Anybody can live on credit cards and home loans and lines of credit. Anybody can live a lie. Yes, it takes very deep work in isolation. Absolutely. Absolutely, Rachel. Absolutely. I know you know. I mean, a lot of us do. I'm not saying that anybody that I just spoke on is in this room with us or in this call with us, but I'm just saying you can see it, for example, so get out of it. I'm not saying that you're in comparison trap either, but that's a lot of the times it's like, well, they're so good. They must be really... No. Anybody can live on lines of credit. Okay? Okay, where are we at? Where did I leave off at? The earth itself, the Deva kingdoms, and they're going to consume human consciousness. They're going to absorb human consciousness. This awakening from within has long been a part of all human mythology, which tells of great cities within the earth and a shining jewel at the center known as Shambhala or Agartha. Such myths testify to the genetic change that is sweeping through all DNA on our planet. To return to the source is to go what? Within. So why the fuck are we going to go out here into the cosmos? We go in. inner earth, internal creation. Where we began is where we end. We didn't start as surface dwellers. Internal creation. Hey, you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you. Okay. It is even impacting the evolution of the galaxy and the cosmos itself. Fluorescence is a mirror of the supernova we see in the heavens above. So if we're going to have 3i Atlas on the 29th behind the sun, and the 26th apparently in opposition to us, I mean not the 26th, the 16th in opposition to us, maybe that's a sign. Anyways, fluorescence is a mirror of the supernova we see in the heavens above. But it is a supernova that takes place deep within the structure of form itself. It's an internal implosion. In a nutshell, fluorescence is the explosion chain reaction of enlightenment of all forms to their true nature of consciousness. It is stamped into the destiny of every living creature, and it is coming to humanity very soon. And that's what Spirit wanted me to say. I think I'm going to jump over to the 10 and read that city. A piece out of it. It wants me to read it. Spirit wants me to read a piece out of this. Through the 10th city, which is the programming partner to the 15th. Again, Jupiter is in Jinki 15 and the city of fluorescence. During this balancing golden ratio of timelines convergence today. And the 3i Atlas, okay, object, and everything else that's been going on our planet and in the people. Just, be mindful. Okay, so through the 10th city, a great lightness is born. A great lightness is born. And when the 15th goes, the 10th is going to go. They're programming partners. Your right arm and your left arm. You understand what I'm saying? The yin to the yang, baby. Electro to the magnetic. Obviously, the 15 is the magnetic, and the 10th is the fucking electric. Electromagnetism right there on the 10-15 axis. Okay? And the 10 is in the 15. The 15 is in Gemini. Jinki 15 is in Gemini. It's at the pole star. It's Polaris. Pole star in Gemini. So go look it up. So through the 10th city, a great lightness is born and a great humor concerning life itself. To experience life through the 10th city is to see everything that normal humans think of as important reduced to a game or an illusion. Most of us know that. Most of us are already in that acidic state. Do you know what I mean? I was going to say, they try to make it seem like enlightened, like to be enlightened or have the higher frequencies running through you is unattainable. You must be some fucking, in fucking India or something. Or some, poetic dude. You understand? They have all these Ram Dasses, and Alan Watts. Anybody can be like Alan Watts. Let's just be real. So he was like your most normal, enlightened man that there was. But like Ram Dass too, though he was pretty fucking cool and laid back and normal. Any of our. One second, guys. I gotta get the dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Well, hold on. Would he be willing to bring him over here, or
are you willing to bring him over here, or
is he's at home?
I don't have him. I didn't. I called him long enough to take a picture of his tag to call you.
Oh, so you don't have him now?
I do not have him. He's running around here somewhere.
Wait, is he like around your backyard?
Okay.
Jackson, just hang. Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You're on 6th Street.
6th Street West, 2204.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Just hang up. I'm not gonna go searching for him. Just go inside. I'm live. Hopefully he'll come home or he won't come home. Somebody will call eventually. My dog is escaped. I don't know how he got out because he was in the house. So, all right, this is normal. My corgi gets out all the time. All the time. All right, so because I have homeowners that I rent from that refuse to fix the fence, and he gets out. He's a little escape artist, a little con artist. So, all right, so through the 10th city, like I was saying, what I was saying is that they make it seem like these are such unattainable states, but they're really not. Most of us are rocking these higher frequencies right now. All right. The last thing I want to say with the 10 is, thus it is the primary city that determines the language and style. So let me go here. The 10th city sees the beauty of the game of evolution, but has an alternative to undermine it. Being the city of being, which is what the 10th city is, the city of being, like just being, undermines everything. It does not allow identification with anything outside the wonder of the present moment. To the person who has entered the mystery of the 10th city, the two poles of being and becoming are one. It is their revelation to rest in the true nature of being, and at the same time bear witness to the efflorescence flow of form becoming more and more complex through evolution. The outer destiny of each person is governed by the well, I don't want to read that. Okay. Being is the nature of consciousness in form, and it has no agenda or direction. It simply is. In that simple statement lies the power beyond all comprehension, and it establishes the 10th city as the sleeping giant within the human genome. Nothing has more power than being or presence, just being your damn self, has. We could each do well to remember the nature of being that rests behind all the dramas of the world and our individual lives. To rest unattached in the supreme state of being, whilst at the same time participating in the adventure of our evolution, is quite possibly the greatest task that humans of the future will have to master. We're the humans of the future. He wrote this thinking that we're the sixth root race. We're not. The sixth root race were all the indigenous races of the world prior to the last reset. Okay? Thank you so much for the love. Yeah, the sixth root race that Alice Bailey, Helena Blavatsky, Rudolf Steiner, and even Richard Rudd and all the other stupid esoteric dudes that sit around jerking off everybody else's ego and like, I've read Alice. Everybody's read. Can you have an opinion for your fucking self? Thank you. Can you think for yourself? Can you be critical and like think logically and have fucking common sense and putting the dots together? Indigenous, they're not Mexican, they're not African Americans, they're fucking indigenous of the Americas. And just like the Vikings weren't from fucking Ireland, they were from the North Americas, or not Ireland, Iceland. They're from the North Americas. They were the natives. The Druids were the natives. The Celtics were the natives. These were all thank you. These for all the gifts. These were all the natives. So that was the sixth root race, and the Roman Crusades, which is the church, the synagogue of Satan, and its three branches, which you know what they are. Christianity, Judaism, Muslim, the three Abrahamic religions. That's all the Roman Jesuit brigade of genocide and control and manipulation and all that stuff. They killed them all. They slaughtered them all. That's the short period of Satan that we've all been living through. And we are now at the end where St. John's Revelations, and that's the removing of the seals. The 7 sacred seals. That's what Revelations is about. The 7 sacred seals. Your energy centers. And the plexuses, energy centers on the earth's body itself being cleared and purified for grace to descend fully into the earth, which is what we're going to experience with fluorescence in this balancing of the scales within this month, I guess. Well, within this month that just came through. Take it if you will. Just popped out. So it's fluorescence and being, and then we get to live and walk in with eternity with God, which is our higher self, to be embodied as the God self, live heaven on earth for eternity. And then again, that's also, there's a mutation process that transpires within the seventh root race, which is what we are. And we are the beginning of the seventh root race. We are the seed of the seventh root race, not the end of the seventh root race, but the seed of the seventh root race. Okay? And the culmination of the seventh root race is to become an atomic being, or go full status light body, okay, plasma body, and that mutates the whole genome. But that's what this next evolution of humanity is about, is evolving the binary helix into a triple helix by the activation of the plasma bodies, or the plasma currents within the body. Okay? So that you can sustain the higher currents, the more rarefied high currents of frequency, the plasma frequency from the atmosphere, and you become a greater light, a light city. And that's what we're here doing. That's what we're becoming, is that seventh root race. That's why we're here. We ended the sixth root race, but this is the end of the Satan's reign, and which is Satanism, which is materialism, matter. That matter is all that matters. Matter isn't all that matters, and it's the least thing that matters. But that's what Satan and the occult, the cults, not the occult, but the cults, the Masons, the Illuminati, the world leaders, all of them. They want you to believe that material is all that matters. Rise above it. But we know that we rise above it. We know that we're above that. We know that spirit matters more than anything. So, yes, that is the energy that we were anchoring in. I wasn't expecting to do a Gene Keys. I said that actually in the beginning of this call. I'm not going to do Gene Keys or astrology. I did Gene Keys and I did astrology. And but I also had some messages from the divine. And again, the communication, this is the higher self coming in for those, and again, for the flowering. Not all flowers bloom, right, in the field at the same time. Not all flowers on a tree bloom at the same time, but it's simultaneous. It's one then another, then another. Next, right? It's contagious, and it keeps flowering. Hey, Day Phoenician. But we can have material that, yeah, you can have it. It's not your God. You're not idolizing it. You know that it's an extension of your own creator powers, abilities. That it's just minerals coming together, right? That you're forming, manifesting, creating. You love the wind. Yeah, you and I both have a lot of wind chimes. I love them. They protect the house too. Keeps all the negative. I'm around a bunch of churches. I'm in like the Bible Belt of Florida, essentially, in my area. The Divine Director is the card that I pulled. Intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. Yeah, divine intervention is here for us, for humanity at this time. And again, that's grace descending in to meet us. It's not like it was unplanned. Everything's always exactly as it's meant to be. Faith. Yep. So here it is, rising above. I got her twice now. Faith, which is Archangel Michael's wife. Right? She's holding that heart, the crystalline heart. It's the restoration of the divine feminine and masculine coming together, and that holy union within ourselves, that yoking within ourselves. That's the sixth initiation. That's the final sacrifice. That's the second aspect of the Holy Trinity, the imbibing of the Christ consciousness. And then we move into the third aspect, which is the Holy Spirit and the feminine. And in taking in that is the return of well, they call it the queendom, the coming of the queendom. It's synarchy, though. And that's when everything works in divine rhythm and orchestration. Okay, that's what the synarchy, return of the synarchy is. And that's what we are moving into. There is a restoration and a balance. And it's all because so many of us, you guys, have done the fucking inner work and are doing that inner work. They continue to do that and did do it. Last one, charity, prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. So this would be a very powerful time to sit and, oh, and see, there it is. Wow. It was at the bottom. Paul the Venetian. I was talking about this earlier. Paul the Venetian. And it says, experiencing grace. Lady Nada, heart awakening. So this is where the balance, the scales balance and ascension. Holy Spirit and expect miracles. Okay. Yeah. And then I had a Buddha message that wanted to come through. The card. That's what wants to, the Holy Spirit wants to stay out. It fell to my feet. That dove keeps coming up. That dove of peace, time of peace. Again, it's not about anything that's going on the world stage. It's not. All of that is just used. What?
The dude, the dog.
What about him?
We have to go get the dog.
I can't. Nobody has him.
Someone has him. They've been calling. They have him on the phone. The guy on the phone is right here.
Oh, he said somebody just called and they said they didn't have him.
They have him.
Oh, okay. I gotta go get my dog.
Sorry, I was on mute. I have my mom with me right now. There you go.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah, I've got the dog now. I've got him on a rope.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm at 2204 6th Street West here in Palmetto.
Okay. I wish you wouldn't have said that out loud. I'm live on a video right now. I really wish you wouldn't have said your address out loud. Can you, Charlie, can you write his, I'm actually working. Can you, I don't care, go write his address down and then I'll go get the dog. Thank you. You can handle it. You're 16. Kids, they gotta learn. Okay. So, I'll go get the dog. He's just down the street. Okay. So, absolute reality is beyond name, form, and individuality. It is within you. It is the gateway to your noble self. And that's what the Buddha card says. And that's what we are going to end on tonight. This is from the Buddha deck, Buddha Wisdom. And it says, absolute reality is beyond name, form, and individuality. It is within you. It is the gateway to your noble self. So essentially, it's like I was saying before they came out with the dog stuff again. Reality is based off of our collective frequency. And we had to go through the short period of Satan, or the root chakra of the cosmic being. Like, even though we're not in the root of the cosmic being, I'm over it. I'll be in like 5 minutes. Leave me alone. Okay. In the root chakra of it's all just interference. So in the root chakra of the cosmic being, like, so think of yourself. You're not going to go live in your root chakra. No, it's in you. But you can have experiences in your external reality that connect to insecurity, safety, lack, scarcity, fear, all that connects to your root chakra, correct? All right. So collectively, we all been purging out root chakra collective, as a mass collective, which shows up as fear, lack, okay? Hell, damnation, hell. Okay, so we went through that short period to purge it out of the collective human species genome. And you did an individual piece for your ancestors' lineage. Okay? And so when we end this, then we shift from our perceptual experience of hell into a paradise. We will project those experiences, loving, benevolent, higher frequency, rhythm in the world, in our world, in our hologram. Because the hologram is, we don't see it with our fucking eyeballs, we perceive it. You actually sense it through feeling. You feel.
It's energy. And then all of your subconscious and unconscious and belief systems and nervous systems, they interpret it. And based on the predictive programming that you have, it's going to get interpreted as that's bad, that's evil, that can't be good. Or it could be, that's amazing, fantastic, wonderful, I love it. It's benevolent, it's bliss, peace. Okay, so that's again, the reality is the DNA is liquid film strip. When you're watching an old movie, a liquid film that's running through your veins and your energy and your radio and you're out there bing, 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 broadcasting what it is. And then what you receive is based off of what you have playing in you. Are you a resonant match to your shit shadow or your gift frequency or the higher divine consciousness? That's as simple as I can make this for people to understand. And the science is being proven fucking daily on it. Okay? That's it. And so the whole hologram, so the more people that come into the higher self as the grace descends across the collective and multiple beings, okay, that the divine chooses to flower within, the higher self live that path of dharma, and then those people come in contact with other people, and they share their aura, boom, boom, it's like fertilizer, fucking fertilizer all over the yard. And all of the flowers start blooming like, oh shit, we just got some manure on us, huh? I'm gonna sprout out and smile now. You understand? It's pretty simple. And it isn't about what kind of business you package yourself up and sell yourself as. There's nothing, I always say that, there's nothing to do with it. Live a good life. Be of service to humanity, however that works for you. You know, but if it's all hustle and grind and you ain't got time to breathe, you ain't doing it right. Because real wealth is your energy, your time, and what you can do with it. If you're locked down to obligations, even if it is, I've got a client, you ain't living, bitch. You're struggling. And you're people pleasing, and you're trying to pour all these fucking accolades to God. Here, God, I'm helping more people, God. Not that God's outside of you, but you understand what I'm saying. No, I'm not a 3. Oh, you mean in human design? I'm a 3-5 in human design, yes. Well, 3-6. I had to fine tune that one. But yeah, 3-5, 3-6. What is it? Well, yeah. Are you a 3? Are you analytical? Yeah, you are too. Yeah. I love you too, Yvette. So as simple as I can make it, that's the message I want to come out for today. You're a 3-2. Oh, 3-2 or 3 as well. The English language is so annoying. 2, 2, and 2. We say as well and right. Appreciate you too. Thank you, Humblebee. Lion Humblebee, Heart Humblebee. Definition brother, Eric. I guess I'll figure out what it means someday. What do you mean? You guess you figure out. Did you miss it? Did you miss the whole damn live? Probably. The Joker. Yeah, I am. I have Gene Key 26. That's my main. I have like my Jupiter, my Venus, and my Moon, and my Descendant all in Gene Key 26. And then I have my Ascendant and its programming partner, Gene Key 45. So that's my main access. Even though it's not my sun sign, that's Gene Key 44. It's Scorpio, Gene Key 44. But yeah, no, Gene Key 26 is the Sacred Trickster. Yeah, and that's my Jupiter, my Venus, my Moon, and my Descendant. So it's my main expression. It's my teacher, mother, creative expression, powerhouse. The Joker, Corgi. The 3 Are you with? Oh, you're talking about the 3. Oh, that's all human design stuff. Yeah, you can always like book a session with me, brother. I'll run you through. Or just come on one of my lives whenever I'm doing the charts and stuff. Well, I know I haven't been doing it lately. Obviously, we all know I was going through a divorce process. So, but I'm back. Guess who's back? Oh my God. Yes. Guess who's back? Okay, I gotta go get this dog. I love you guys so much. I almost forgot about it again. And when do you do them? I'll be doing them all the time now because I'm not in an emotional funk anymore. So yeah, I'll be doing them live all the time. So just keep an eye, keep notifications on. But I gotta go get this dog. It's 9 o'clock at night. I love you guys so much. Freedom, set the intentions. We're setting the intentions for the higher self, this fluorescence and flowering. We're calling in the energy of Jupiter, and we're bringing some real intention into this and focus, and we're being vessels, channels for the divine frequency of fluorescence and being at this time as we integrate. And we're balancing these scales in the golden ratio day, and we have all of these whatever things that are going on with the third eye atlas, 3-eye atlas, thingy, whatever. It's all signs and synchronicities, baby. The world is what we decide for it to be. Let's be intentional. Let's be intentional creators. You see? Hello. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being in this live. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.